Missed the morning after another very painful day as a West Ham fan. That one hurt actually, and I feel a bit stupid really. I've because in myself because I've been so confident about that game for the last couple of weeks. Especially last week, I've been really looking forward to it. I was buzzing to play Brentford. People watch this channel will know my confidence levels going into that game. The performances we've had under Graham Potter since his arrival, basically immediately, have always improved. We always seem to be getting better and better. We had a couple of games. Okay, we had the Crystal Palace, didn't we? That was at home. But again, that was kind of forgivable because it was 3 games in a week and etc. So that was kind of understood that it was a tough fixture for Graham Potter. This one, though, 2 weeks prep, all your team available, players coming back from injury, and a new signing, and also James Ward-Prowse returning. It just had all the hallmarks of a good day. A good day to be a West Ham fan. I've been, as I say, looking forward to it, and we got the opposite, the absolute opposite. I'm in shock. I'm going to be honest. I'm in shock. I'm pissed off because this crap season continues to deliver in terms of just not improving. I just can't wait to see the back of it. Honestly, I can't wait to see the back of this poxy Premier League season. It has been an absolute shambles. And yesterday's performance, especially the first half, which is obviously what I'm going to focus on first, was just Lopetegui-esque, wasn't it? It was like the ghost of Lopetegui effect. That's what it felt like. It's like watching Lopetegui's team. I was watching it thinking, what on earth is going on? I'm going to start by talking about, though, not the actual game. I'm going to talk about Bubbles, actually, the song. I'm from Brian Bubbles, and when the players come out, right, I don't know if people would have noticed this, but I don't know if it's been talked about. I haven't seen. I've tried to avoid watching a lot of West Ham stuff at the moment because I'm just so pissed off of it. So I've had to sort of, calm myself down a little bit. I'm going to say this now. I'm really not a fan of this fucking stadium. I'm going to come to this again a bit later. I hate it, actually. I'm growing to really dislike London Stadium. And I'm disliking what this football club are doing in terms of how they are treating us as fans. And that's not even talking about the fucking concession diabolical joke that these owners have put into place, which I think is an absolute disgrace. But everything about it, the lack of energy to make this stadium better for West Ham fans, to make things better, is so evident, and it's becoming so boring going over there now, and exhausting to do so. Because when that game started, right, the Bubbles music started playing, which signifies that the players are coming out to the pitch, yeah? So all the fans start singing Bubbles and all that kind of stuff. Traditional, love it. All right, it's got to be done, no problem with that. But they didn't get the timing of it right. So basically, they played the whole Bubbles song. So everyone's singing Bubbles, and there's no players out. The song then concludes. Well, basically, it's coming to right at the end of the song, and then the players start walking out. So the song now stops, and it's complete fucking silence while the players are all just walking onto the pitch. It was like somebody's funeral. Do you know what I mean? It was just silence, and we're just watching the players walk onto the pitch. And I'm thinking, I can't even get this right. Do you know what I mean? And for me, that just sets the tone. And by the way, I'm not saying that had an effect on the game, all right? So please don't. I know people comment on, so I can't believe you're blaming. I'm not blaming the music for having an effect on the players. But I do think as well, though, while I'm on it, music at that stadium is shite as well. I really don't like it. I want proper old school West Ham music. Do you know what I mean? I want some old rock and roll, like to get the crowd off their feet and get bloody like East End music going. I really hate it. I mean, I know I'm in a bit of a rant mode here at the moment because of what transpired yesterday. So that's probably why I'm, feeling more angry than usual. But do you know what I mean? It felt like a culmination of that yesterday. I'm standing there in silence, watching players walk onto the pitch. It was just like bloody, as I say, it was like being at a funeral. It was just silence. And I just sat there and thought, this is ridiculous. This is a Premier League bloody game, a must-win game. And this is what we're enduring here. And it's freezing bloody cold, by the way, in that stadium. Absolutely freezing throughout. I mean, it's so cold. I know people can't do much about the weather, but you can put some flipping heaters in there. My dad said to me yesterday, he said, why is there no heaters in it? It's absolutely, the whole stadium is freezing. Don't worry, though. The people that sit up, they'll be all right with their heaters up in the old director's lounge. Don't worry about that. Yeah, so that pissed me off. And actually, that sort of set the tone for the game for me because we were awful. We were absolutely awful. I didn't like the lineup from Graham Potter, I've got to be honest. Not quite sure why we shifted formation. Not quite sure why we shifted defensive, especially our defensive line, how we changed it all. Creswell being dropped, I didn't get. Especially, I just didn't understand it. I couldn't quite get the grips of why we changed so much. I thought Emerson was diabolically bad yet again, showcasing yet another poor attitude towards a West Ham match. Midfield was non-existent in terms of Edson Alvarez and Souček. I thought both were dreadful. Jarrod Bowen was shifted out onto the right wing. So far on the right wing, he was nearly sitting on the seats, which so if that's a London Stadium, you're nearly the seats, and really you are really far out on the wing. I mean, literally, he was barely in the game at all. Diabolical, really diabolical, and we were just so easy to play against. It was like watching Lopetegui ball again. It was like watching. I genuinely was watching it, thinking this is watching Lopetegui's team. It was absolutely dreadful. What the hell went on? Why did we set up that way? Why have we worked 2 weeks on a training ground and then we get that? Potter's had a free pass since he's arrived, and I'm not here to slag off Graham Potter and say, God, he's bloody useless. I'm not going down that route. Graham Potter has been a breath of fresh air since he's come into this club. I am a bit alarmed. I'm a bit, shocked as to what I witnessed, because I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute, why have we set up this way? Why? Very confusing. Very strange. I'm very, as you can tell, very disappointed. The first goal, sorry, the goal of the game. There should have been so many more goals, by the way, for Brentford. They were unlucky to come away with just a 1-0 win. They should have come away with a 4-5-0 win, really, that we were that bad in the first half. Shardy's goal, which was as I say, the only goal of the game, was a bit of a shambles. From a West Ham perspective especially, it was a corner as well, came from us. And Emerson was taking the corner. And now the corner's in front of me. So I'm on the right-hand side of the pitch at this side, the right wing. He's on the right-hand side of the pitch taking a corner, a left wing back. I'm standing watching it going, why is he taking the corner? Why has Emerson had to come away across the whole pitch to take a corner? And it's going fucking nowhere. And then we give the ball away. And then he's having to sprint across the whole pitch to try and catch up with play. This is what I mean. Like Lopetegui, but I'm looking around going, is Lopetegui back in charge? Have we not been told or something? Because this is the kind of crap we have with him. Absolutely diabolical. Really crap goal though. He's had a shot at I felt a bit sorry for Ariola, to be fair, but he's had a shot at Ariola. He's fizzed up. He said, "Go back, try and knock it back." It was like a bit like Keystone Cops, really. It was all a bit all over the shop. Anyway, it was a total joke of a goal. It went over the line. No problems with it. They deserved it. But it's 3 minutes in, and already we were 1-0 down. And there could have been so many more. As I say, I was confused why we shifted our defensive line. I don't understand it. I've been quite impressed with us looking pretty solid defensively, to be honest. I thought we looked all right against Chelsea. Their goals were lucky, and we know that. So it was very confusing to watch West Ham set up differently. Don't get it. I never understand that when things are going well and you get building a bit of momentum. Why change? I never get that. Let's change the formation. Let's change the personnel. I don't know. Didn't understand it. Visa should have scored a couple of goals. He had a couple of goals disallowed for offside during the first half, which were... I felt for Brentford, actually. I've got to be honest. For how bad we were, it was almost odd that it was 1-0 half time. I remember thinking, I can't believe it's 1-0. Like, how have we got away with this? But I will say, second half was better. I mean, I'm not. It wasn't an awful 90 minutes, but the damage was done. The damage had been done in the first half, and it was recovery time. I mean, we only had a goal to get back, so there was always that hope. And I actually, even at half time, because we were only 1-0 down, there was a part of me thinking Potter's going to change things up, which he did. But I mean, at the end of the day, he's only correcting what was wrong, so it's not a case of you can't be thrilled with it. It's not something you can go, oh, fantastic. It was brilliant the second half. It's like, well, this first half was so bad, though. I am, honestly, I mean, actually, you can probably tell from this video, absolute shock over how bad that was. But second half, look, it did improve. The balance of the team was better. Ward-Prowse made a big difference when he came on off into midfield. Souček made way for him, which was desperately needed. Ollie Scholes came on for Emerson, which was good. And then you had Evans Ferguson also came on to the play, which was excellent. And he came on for Soler, who, by the way, he was awful first half for me as well. And it did make a difference. We were much, much better in the second half, but we just lacked real potency And Brentford, and also bearing in mind, you need to put the context into this. Brentford now are obviously hanging on for a draw, a win, so they're just they're holding their lead effectively, aren't they? So they came out the second half, and it was bound to be that West Ham would have more possession. West Ham were going to be more on the front foot, and they were just sort of saying, "Look, we're just going to play counter attack football." And they could have scored in the second half as well. They had a couple of chances to break away. So we did get better. Lucas Paqueta came more into the game. He dropped away from that false nine position, dropped deeper, and definitely dictated more of the play. And I thought he was quite effective, actually. I thought Evan Ferguson was good as well. He looked really dangerous, involved with a lot. Bowen came more into the game, but overall, I thought he was actually quite poor. Well, he was poor. For Bowen standards, that was a poor day for him. He really was nowhere near as effective as usual, which was really disappointing. Mohamed Kudus should have scored. It was a good chance. Evan Ferguson put a lovely ball across. It'll cut it back to him. He should have scored. Don't get me wrong. He huffs and puffs Kudus, and he did work hard yesterday. He did try and make things happen, but I'll tell you what, the way things have panned out this season with Kudus, it's almost as if you think, oh, well, I'm certainly feeling now, if he goes in the summer, I'm not too bothered. If we could get £85 million for him, I'd take it. Honestly, I wouldn't have said this last season. I'd have been, I dread the idea of losing Kudus. I think his performance this season haven't been good enough. Don't get me wrong, he works hard. I'm not knocking him for his work rate yesterday. I thought he did actually try. But it does feel like a bit of a rinse repeat with him at the moment, doesn't it? Runs in, loses the ball, runs, loses the ball. It feels like it was just constant all the time, and I'm getting a little bit tired of it. And then he gets a chance like that in front of goal. Someone of his quality needs to be burying that. It was a big chance, and if he had scored that, I genuinely think it would have turned the momentum of the game. We could have gone on and won it. So it was a big miss. Ollie Scholes had a great shot as well, which I felt really sorry for him not going in because he hit it beautifully. It took a deflection, went over from distance on the edge of the box. I think it was sort of a rebound from a corner, if I remember rightly, which was a shame. And we lost. We couldn't get back into the game. It finished West Ham 0, Brentford 1, which was right result. It was fair, in terms of Brentford winning. We didn't deserve to win that game. We didn't deserve anything out of it, really. As I say, the damage had been done in the first half. I'm genuinely shocked. I'm quite taken aback by how much of a step back that was, because Graham Potter talked after the game and said that this was a step backwards. He went, sometimes you have a bad performance and it is a bit of a step back, and the way he's talked about it is saying, look, sometimes you need this as a team. You need to have a bad performance again just to sort of get things right. And okay, I can try to get the grips with that kind of view of it, but I didn't feel like this was a little step back. It felt like a huge stride backwards. This felt like pre-Potter. Do you know what I mean? It felt like, as I say, it felt like Lopetegui was in charge. And I'm confused. I don't understand why, because we've had nothing really but good things being said about Graham Potter since he's arrived. We've had nothing but good things said about how the attitude of the players is improving. The players are enjoying their football. The players understand their roles in the team. And all these things seem very, very positive. And let's be honest, aside from the Palace performance prior to this game under Potter, which, as I said, we've got to put into context as well, because that was the third game in a week. So we were a bit and we were decimated with injury, and you get my point. So there was a certain forgiveness with that performance. But this was a huge tactical cock up, really, from Potter. I'm not understanding why we were set up so different from what we've seen so far. Couldn't quite get the grips with that. I'm still struggling, and I feel like we need to. It's almost like we need to understand why. Do you know what I mean? You're thinking, well, we've got more personnel. We're now dropping players that have been playing well. We've made too many changes. I just didn't like it. And I've got to be honest, I'm really not impressed with Emerson of late. This season, he has been really poor in my eyes. For a player that I've really enjoyed at West Ham, actually. He came from Chelsea. I was a bit unsure, and he's really sort of grown on me as a player. And I thought he's been vital over the last couple of years. But this season, he's been poor. And yesterday, I thought he was awful. Ollie Scholes needs to be starting ahead of him now. He needs dropping. But this is... there's a lot more problems at the moment at West Ham. There's a lot for Graham Potter to sort out. We've got Arsenal next, and let's be honest, the chances of West Ham coming away with 3 points are looking slim, aren't they? Let's be honest, unlikely, because we're not in good shape at the moment. We're not in good. There's no confidence. I'm certainly not now looking forward to that game. We'd have won yesterday and played well. I'd been buzzing for the Arsenal game. I'd been really looking forward to it. Yeah, bad day all round. I'm very disappointed in Graham Potter for the setup. I'm disappointed how bad we were in the first half. I'm very disappointed in a few of the players' performances yesterday. I thought they were this so-called freshness. We were expecting to see. Graham Potter said it. We're all fresh. We've had a couple of weeks. The players have had rest. We're really looking forward. We're really looking forward to the Brentford game. But that wasn't evident, Graham. That was not evident. There was no freshness in what I saw, and I certainly didn't see players enjoying themselves. It didn't feel like that. It felt like, look, the early goal rattled us. I get it, and that can happen, have a knock effect on the team. But it wasn't just that, was it? We were too easy to play against. That midfield were diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. The Edson Alvarez and Souček were awful. I watching that first half, right? I don't remember us winning any battles in that midfield. Every time that ball got kicked up by from a goal kick or a long ball up into the midfield, we didn't win anything. They won every single battle. They got to every single second ball. And that, I always think, when you see a team that's not winning those second balls, that's a sign of not trying. That's a sign of effort's not there. You know what I mean? That's where your effort is. You're there. You fight for every ball. Every time it drops down, you're there. If it's going to one team all the time and your players are just not there, that's not good. I'll tell you what, it was a real wake-up call yesterday for us West Ham fans, because it's a stark reminder of where we are, how bad we are. Table don't bloody lie, And I'll tell you what, and I'm not worried about relegation. Honestly, at this stage, I'm not sitting here worried about relegation. I'm not saying it can't happen; it can happen, but I'm not worried about it. Honestly, at this point, I'm not. I'm more disappointed because I want a good end to the season. I want to see West Ham finish this season on a high, enjoy some football, like a lot of us have been saying. You know what I mean? Other channels have been saying, let's finish this season on a high. Let's enjoy some bloody football, eh? Been a flipping long time since West Ham fans have fucking enjoyed some football, for a while. It's been a long while, and it's just it's been painful this season. It really has. And yesterday was just a horrible drag back down. Do you know what I mean? Drag back down to reality. And very disappointing, very disappointing. And as I say, I'm not impressed with the stadium as well. We'll do another video on that later in this week. But today I'm going to try and do my best to pick myself up, as we all should do, dust ourselves down and go again, and hope West Ham can turn this around. You know West Ham. If we're going to, if West, West Ham, right? You got two fixtures: Brentford at home, Arsenal away. If West Ham are going to win one of them, it's the Arsenal game. Oh God, I really, 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 really hope that's the case. Come on, your minds.